now. I was hoping you're gonna melt in. Okay, so what are you gonna do?
Well, part of me wants to kind of start a fire in the place, just so that nobody else can, can use his sensual assault stinging.
Pyromaniac?
Really sure it's
That's
gonna
okay.
be
You can think about it.
but it's gonna be horrible for the rest of everybody else in the building.
Well, yeah, and the crying baby.
But if the police come, there will be
speaking.
there will be autopsies and investigation.
Yes. Jarvis seems to still be just kind of.
Okay, so
something's wrong with him.
So the spell didn't just kind of wear off after he
No.
Okay.
Now his book's sitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember her? You showed him the page where the spell actually was.
So I could like read the spell backwards.
Yeah, you could try, and it might just make him. You don't know how it'll affect his now dead body. The guy's obviously dead. There's a lot of blood on the floor.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and try to just go ahead and read it off, just so like if
you
I can get
through,
him
you flip through the book, you find the spell,
Mm-hmm.
and you start reading it. Outside, you hear thunder and lightning. There's this oppressive feeling like right before a storm, and the light bulb over your head explodes. And you read this terrible, terrible spell, and as you do so, you see the body starts to like shimmer. And I need you to roll me a d10 because you're casting a magical spell, and it's not good for your brain.
I got a 6.
A 6, that's how many sanity points you lose.
Okay.
And you see the body corrupt and then turn into dust.
Okay.
And I need you to make an idea check.
Yes, the one that
You want to fail this. You want to roll high.
And I get a 54. I pass it.
Okay, so you've gone temporarily insane. A 6. Homicidal or suicidal mania.
Oh,
Your
no.
choice.
All right.
Now you can direct it at the dust that it remains of Timmons if you want to go for homicidal. If you want to be super dramatic and you don't like your character too much, you can put your gun in your mouth and blow your brains out, and it won't require any rolls. That's entirely your call. If you like this character and you're going to play him again, I advise against that latter.
I kind of want to just go homicidal and just kind of shoot at his.
Okay, so you empty your clip into the dust on the floor. Or, sorry, your magazine. Then you go over and you just start stomping on that spot. Just you grab furniture. You can describe things to me that you want to do too, and just start just wailing on that spot on the floor. Just smash it to pieces. It's less than a minute. Oh, what? Don't mind me.
Don't hit my body.
You're across the room.
Okay.
Jarvis is in a weird mood. By the time you finish and you come to your senses again, there's broken furniture all around you on the floor. The dust that was Timmons is scattered beyond any chance of ever putting it back together.
And
again.
also, I think I put with one of the 38s out of commission. I basically picked up and just like started banging the.
Oh, you did a pistol whip the ground with that too?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You can actually pick the 38s up and empty those into the floor if you want. Okay, you grab Timmons' gun, there's 2 bullets left, you put that, you grab the other gun, boom, boom, boom. Then you grab both guns by the barrels, the hot barrels that almost burn your hand. You're just like, and then you finally come to your senses and you realize that he's gone. There's no way, he's just gotta be gone, he's gotta be gone. And that Miss Holland is over there and there's a lot of blood.
Practically bleeding to death, yeah.
Could be, it's hard to tell.
Okay.
You've seen gut shots before, and she needs to go to a hospital.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. You've got to get to her hospital as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so I go ahead and pick her up, but like I know how to kind of pick up a person, sort of.
Yeah. You can get her up.
From,
You also hear sirens in the distance, too. The old 20 sirens. It's not woo, woo, woo. It's you rush her downstairs. There are people peeking out of the apartments. The landlord is standing in the hallway, and as soon as he sees you, he just books it into his room and slams the door behind him. You run out the front door and you dump her in the back of her car, and then hop in the front and get it started and drive. You're passing 2 police cars coming the other way, who reach to a stop out in front of the apartment building, and you're off to a hospital. You will wake up in the hospital, probably several days later. Question. are you gonna go to the cops and tell them anything that happened?
Nope.
Okay.
They basically.
Your gun is you still have your gun. I'm assuming you could leave the pistols behind. Are your fingerprints on record anywhere? Remember, you were in that brawl down in Virginia.
Well, I was in the brawl, but they didn't exactly print me.
They probably would have printed you down in that local area, but that doesn't mean that they'll be able to get them.
That's
up
a
here
good point.
easily.
Yeah, so not really unless they like run a.
Unless they somehow run a
Yeah, which
happened
is
twice. So
barely happened 20
you
years
bring
ago.
her to the hospital, and what are you gonna tell the people at the hospital?
I'm gonna say
She has a bullet in her.
hunting accident.
The old fallback. Hunting accident. This has been done before. Okay. Hunting accident. Okay. The doctors aren't too curious, but they need some of the paperwork filled out. They need your name. Are you going to give them your real name?
I'm gonna give them.
Brian Timmons.
I am John Holland for this.
Oh gosh.
John Holland. Okay.
Mm.
Alright. Not bad, Alice. You give them that name. You fill out some of the paperwork on her. She's whisked away to surgery. Give me a luck check. No, you're gonna live. You don't
Just
lose.
how well you're
It's
gonna
when you're in the under 0.
67
Out of?
80.
Okay.
Okay.
They actually remove the bullet.
Yay.
Well, a lot of times it's safer just to leave the bullet in if it requires invasive surgery. You're going to be in the hospital for some time, probably for several weeks, because it was a gunshot. It was a nasty one. He rolled an impale on you. He rolled less than. I rolled really well on that. So, did you grab the book?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to tell her you grabbed the book?
Yeah, I figured.
Eventually. Okay.
I figured.
I mean, you're not
since it's
going to
fairly-
try to steal it away. Okay,
Yeah, I know.
good. I need to know this first.
It's
So,
fairly-
are you going to visit her in the hospital?
I think I'll visit her in the hospital. Yeah, just to make sure she's okay.
You better.
You are questioned by the police as to how you got the injury.
Okay.
And what are you going to tell them? Because it's a bullet wound, and they're going to follow up on that.
I'm gonna say that I was.
Hunting accident.
No. You can't. She doesn't know anything about your excuse that you did.
Unless of course, after she regained consciousness, I came and talked
Well,
with her.
okay.
Would you like that, Caitlin, or would you
Hold
like
on.
me to
Hold on. Let's see. Why don't you give me a luck check,
Okay.
and we'll see if you are actually. Are you going and basically staying in the hospital until she wakes up? I mean, are you going to stay by her side, or people going to be like, oh my God, what a wonderful husband he is? Okay. Why doesn't he wear a ring?
That's 64 out of 70.
Okay. You were with her when she first awakens, and you can tell her that you told them it was a hunting accident. Oh, another thing. I need an idea check.
Okay. Temporary insanity check?
No, idea check. This is you want to make this one.
25.
Okay.
Out of 75.
You did remember to grab her gun off the floor too, before you ran out of the room. So you pretty much erased and her purse. So you erased you guys as being there.
Well, especially since the superintendent knew there was a policeman there.
True. No, he called the cops. As soon as you left, he called the
Yeah,
cops.
but
But
still.
there were some cops supposed to be there. That's why they got there as soon as they did. Otherwise, it would have been
Yeah.
10 minutes. He's there when you wake up. He seems very sweet, very kind. He's like, look, you gotta tell the doctors it was a hunting accident. And you're like, what? So he does manage to convey that information to you if you want to convey that information to the doctors.
Yeah, probably let's stick with this.
Okay. Doing one more luck check for me. Your character's pretty lucky. You might actually go into the radar of the cops. You were involved with this, and
98.
no. Okay, so
That's
Malloy shows up at your hospital room at one point and questions you.
Uh-huh.
What you get is that the cops have put together the fact that Timmons had a room in this tenement where shots were fired and an alleged police officer showed up. Blah 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 blah. Jarvis was found in the room.
Sorry.
Something was wrong with him, but he apparently recovered
There's
eventually.
technically no murder that took place.
Well, there is no body. There's a lot of blood though. And you were questioned actually by Providence Police Department as to if you know anything about this. They note that you were connected with Timmons, who was supposedly with Jarvis, that there was a lot of blood in the room, and that you got shot about the same time. And they're trying to figure out if you know anything about it. They're trying to figure out what happened.
Okay.
Don't look at him. What do you tell him?
It's distracting me.
Oh, he's crunching
Oh,
away
sorry.
on those kernels.
Why
I
are
can't
you
see how you
eating a
do
kernel?
those. I hate that. What do you do? Not what do you tell him. What do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna
Because
say.
you could just jump up flailing.
I'm gonna
You
say.
could,
I have no idea about that.
Okay, they don't press you too hard. You're freaking recovering from
Yeah.
the bullet one. There are some questions as to your hunting accident.
Okay.
You kind of bullshit your way through that, and are like, I'm so exhausted. Blah blah blah. And the police, you haven't actually committed any crime. The fact that you were shot is strange, but maybe she's some weird woman that goes hunting. And in the long run, eventually, they leave you alone. Brian Timmons is still the manhunt goes on for like a month, wasting thousands of taxpayer dollars.
Of course.
Jarvis ends up institutionalized for a while. You find this out from the newspapers because he claims that Brian Timmons was in that room and that people were shooting him, but that's all he remembers. He doesn't know who, he didn't recognize anybody, he didn't know what was going on, and then that Brian Timmons disappeared, vanished, and so that he's thought to have gone crazy and they give him psychiatric help. The other fellow, nobody knows who he was, who jumped out the window. There's some witnesses say somebody jumped out a second floor window. And looked like he broke his leg, but then got away, blah, 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 blah. In the end, what happens is you guys end up with, you have Timmons' journal still.
Yeah.
You don't really know how to cast that spell, you have to actually go through the numbers, but I'm giving you the reverse of it. If you want to know the reverse resurrection spell, I'll just give it to you.
Sure.
It's very damaging to the psyche to cast, obviously. And, you guys,
I heard the car passing by. Is that what you're referring to?
I heard whistling.
No.
Is it your car okay?
Oh, yeah. Thunder
have you
before.
watched Marble Hornets?
No, but I played the game
Oh.
Slender.
Oh,
and-
Marble Hornets is creepy for the first few episodes, and then it gets
Yeah,
kind
then
of
it kind of
boring.
gets silly.
I think they lost focus.
Once it has the mask person, it's like, whatever.
No.
Did you see when we'll discuss this after the game. Okay, so, but you guys did really well. You paid some awful prices, but you guys,
Oh, it's your nose whistling.
Oh.
Okay.
I hate when that happens. We had a guy that I worked with who used to always do that. And it would be sweet, and it would drive some people in the office crazy. Each of you can roll 1d10 and 1d6, add those numbers together. That's how much sanity you get back for dealing with what has happened. For destroying Douglas Timmons.
I get 9.
9?
So
Okay,
I
so
get 9 back.
add that to whatever your sanity got down to. Yes, a 10 and a 6. And you can roll this together and add them
Yeah.
up.
Oh.
6 points back for you. So you were at 65, right?
Mhm.
So you're up to 71. Yes.
I still have fewer. I am only back up to 57.
Yeah. Sometimes you get more than other times. You've got Timmons' book. You can use that as a reference in the future if you need to try to find out about some
Oh,
stuff.
let me put that down.
Yeah, just write down. Is there something about tomes or something?
Mythos
Yeah.
Tomes Red.
Mythos tomes. You can put down Douglas Timmons' journal. It's a very slight chance you'll be able to find the information in there. It's the same amount that you got. I'm thinking about opening up this game and turning it into a campaign for other people to play. How does that sit with you guys?
That'd be pretty neat.
Yeah, that
I know
sounds
that you're an
fun.
introvert,
Yeah. Oh,
but
what?
I know James Brown has been interested in playing.
James Brown.
Yes,
Uh,
he's a good role player. He's a lot of fun.
I wonder if he's the.
He's in the Nerd Network. He's got a beard and he's skinny.
So my coworker knows someone named James Brown, and he says he's into that. I don't know.
It's somebody that goes to school.
Okay.
These are all people on Playing With right now are ASU students.
Okay.
So, and I think we're gonna stop recording everything.
Actually, let me check.